G'day YouTube, Down to Bricks here. Got a bit of a different video for you guys today, and holy dooly, it's not Lego. Can you believe it? This is the first time I've ever done a non-Lego video on my channel, so I hope you guys do enjoy it. It is a video of my Masterpiece Transformer collection. A number of long-time viewers know that I collect Transformers and have always asked to have a look at my collection. So here we go. Here is the video you guys have been waiting for. I feel like I need to explain a little bit more about my love of Transformers. So we're actually going to have story time with Dub. Feels like I need to have some sort of corny music play. So my love of Transformers, of course, started back when I was a young fella. So back in those days, geez, really makes me feel old, doesn't it? Back in those days, we only had two TV stations. We had one commercial TV station and the ABC. So Saturday mornings were quite an exciting time because we got all the new cartoons and always really looked forward to Transformers and He-Man. And so far I've managed to avoid the itch of buying anything Masters of the Universe, although I did get those Kubros recently and that has really started a little bit of an itch. But put that aside, let's focus on the Transformers. So Saturday mornings, new Transformer cartoons always got me excited. So my toys as a kid consisted of a big box of hand-me-down Legos, a heap of Transformers, and I think I just about had all of the Masters of the Universe characters as well. And as you guys know now, as a big kid, right into my Lego. But going back a little while now, and one day on the AP stream, we were talking about other toys that we liked and other themes and that sort of thing. And I was talking about how much I love Transformers. A few people had told me how good the Takara Masterpiece line of Transformers were, and I really should have a look at them. So that made me check them out, and I was really amazed at how cool they were. And I kind of thought, well, look, I'm just going to get one. I'm going to get one Transformer and see how I go. And if you're only going to get one, of course you have to get Optimus Prime. I mean, it's just the easy answer, isn't it? So I looked into getting Optimus. I could actually get him down in the city at Toys R Us. He was $400, and I thought, look, I just can't do it. $400, I can't do it. A week later, they actually had a sale, 40% off Transformers. So I couldn't get down to the city fast enough. Went down and grabbed Optimus. Got home, ripped him open, and just was absolutely amazed at how cool he was. The details, the transformation. I've got to say I'm pretty rusty on the old transformations when it comes down to it. But yeah, I was blown away how cool he was. So it did make me think, well, geez, should I get more? Yeah, it's going to be a dangerous rabbit hole. But I thought, look, I'll get one more. If I'm just as impressed, I'll then look at seeing what else is available. I didn't sort of want to open the can of worms too much. I managed to pick up Prowl at a reasonable price, actually, locally, and I've got to say that Prowl, oh man, I was flabbergasted how cool he was. Like the transformation of him, the face sculpt, it just being a fan of the cartoons, and that's what I sort of in for the Transformers is the cartoon look, the animation look. I was never really into the comics or anything, so it was definitely the animation look for me, and he's just spot on. I just absolutely love that Prowl. He's still one of my favourite Transformers, and that really just set the hook big time, and I was off and running. I think after that my next purchase was Wheeljack, Bumblebee, Sideswipe. I got all those together, and Streak I think it was as well. And yeah, the floodgates just opened. It was just one of those things. I just absolutely fell in love with these Masterpiece Transformers. So some of my favourite characters as a kid was basically a lot of the mini-bots, because they were the toys you had. They were the cheapest that you could get, had most of those mini-bots. Paraglide was my favourite, and Warpath out of all of them. Probably Sea Spray's up there as well. Very keen to get a Paraglide. I have actually ordered the DX9 Paraglide, so I should have that by the end of the year. And then moving up to the vehicles, Sunstreaker was one of my favourites. Absolutely love that character. Very excited that the next MP to come out is Sunstreaker. He comes out at the end of the year, so I am very, very excited to get hold of Sunstreaker and just see how cool he is. And two of my other favourites were Wheeljack and Jazz. Unfortunately, we still haven't got a Jazz, but Wheeljack is pretty special as well. And then continuing up the scale, Grapple was one of my favourite characters as well, and I do have Grapple, I just haven't opened him up yet. I'm talking about all these characters. Of course, Optimus was one of my favourites as well, but my all-time favourite Transformer was Jetfire, and I guess that stems back to having him as a toy, and it's still very special for me because this was the only toy, here he is here, that I managed to keep as a kid. I've still got my old Jetfire, and I call him Jetfire as a toy. He was Jetfire. I know in the show he was Skyfire, but I mean he's looking a bit worse for wear now. Lots of battle damage, but yeah, my favourite character, definitely Jetfire. So I was pretty stoked when Fans Toys came out with a Jetfire, and just look at him there, he really is spectacular. I've got to say I was really hesitant to actually get into the third party line. I was quite happy just collecting the Takara Masterpiece Transformers, and it wasn't until I saw that character that Fan Toys actually call him Phoenix. Until I saw Phoenix, I wasn't really too interested in the third party, but as soon as I saw that, I just knew I had to get it. And wow, he is really amazing piece, that one. So much so, it just made me a fan of Fans Toys, and I've gone on and collected the Dinobots as well, and I mean, they are just as good. They are absolutely fantastic, the Dinobots. Well, I think that is enough of story time. I think I've rambled on for long enough. Let's go in and have a closer look at some of these characters. I just want to point a couple of things out. I do have this Warpath here. Sorry, I can't even remember what line he was actually from. He's not a Masterpiece Transformer. I do think he looks really cool, and he does kind of fit into the scale with the Masterpieces as well. So I'm happy just to have him as a placeholder for now until we do get a Warpath. Now, I will mention any of these that are third party, which ones are Fan Toys, which I really have covered already. The rest are Takara, except the Starscream. Now, he is Hasbro, so that mold is MP11. I think the Hasbro's MP7, if I remember rightly, but yeah, just want to mention he is a Hasbro Masterpiece. But let's go in and have a closer look at my collection. Okay, so we're just going to go for a bit of a wander around, have a closer look at these characters. I'm going to talk about what are some of my favourites, which I've got to be honest, most of them are my favourites. Like, I absolutely love this line. I know there's a lot of people have issues with some of these Masterpiece releases, but I've got to say I'm a huge fan. I don't see a lot wrong with them, to be honest. I guess I'm easily pleased, which is a good thing, I think. Yeah, I just absolutely love them, but I will pick out some of my all-time favourites, and it doesn't necessarily come down to some of my favourite characters as a kid. So what we'll do, I think we'll just first off, we've got to start with Optimus, my very first Masterpiece Transformer, and he really is outstanding. Definitely on the top of my list. May not be the very top, but he's pretty close because, I mean, it's Optimus Prime. Where do we go from here? Let's swing down. We'll go over here. There's his trailer. That's a nice accessory to have. And I guess while we're here, we'll have a look at some of these Dinobots, and these are Fans Toys, so a third-party company, and Grimlock. and I've got to say he is definitely one of my favourites. He simply amazing, this Grimlock. Now Takara did do a Grimlock, and Hasbro's done a Grimlock as well. He's quite a bit smaller. Fans of this line know that Takara really rebooted the line with Optimus and have pretty much kept things in scale since MP10 Optimus Prime, and Grimlock came before that, and he was a little bit smaller. So I do like this Fan Toys one because he is the size that he should be. And actually, I've got to say, these are some of the Transformers. Normally I just want them in bot mode, but these Dinobots, it's really hard for me to know what to actually display them in because they do look so cool in alt mode. So we have Sludge up the back there. Now I haven't transformed him yet, I've only opened him recently, and I take them out of the box as bot mode, and I really just enjoy them like that for a little bit, and then I'm transforming them into Dino mode and leaving them like that for a while. I think this will be one set that I change back and forth. So we have Slag down here. How awesome does he look? Just love this chrome on them, and the gold chrome as well. It's very, very nice. I do have Snarl. I just haven't opened him up yet, so probably be one of the next ones I do open. And Grimlock again. So the only one I don't have is Swoop, and he's currently unavailable. I'm really looking forward to the reissue so I can get Swoop. Hopefully that does happen. You can get other colour variations of him, but I really do want the animation look, so I'm just hanging out for that. We've got Bumblebee down here and Daniel. And if we go over here, we'll go with Prowl. Like I said, still one of my favourites. Look at that face. It's just, I don't know, there's something about it. It just really does it for me. I love that. And then we have his brothers, Smokescreen and Streak. I have thought about getting Blue Streak as an alternate, what do you call it? An alternate sort of paint coloration, and yeah, he looks really good. But so far I'm just sticking to the cartoon characters. Sideswipe and Trax. Love that colour. And again, the face sculpt, very, very cool. Where are we going to go now? I think we'll sort of head over the back maybe, and some of the movie characters and how awesome is the movie. Still my favourite animation movie of all time, and I think it always will be. And we have Hot Rod. I love that too. I know there was a lot of complaints about that Hot Rod, but again, just the overall look of him and the face sculpt, yeah, I honestly don't have any complaints. Ultra Magnus, I actually probably think he's a little bit too big if we look at, you know, the scale to Optimus. I haven't had a close look, you know, of any screenshots or anything, but he just feels a little bit too big for me, but not complaining. He is awesome. Now, I guess a lot of people are probably going to say that about Jetfire here, that he's too big, but actually I have looked at screenshots of him next to Optimus and he's actually spot on. So, and yeah, he really is amazing piece. And have a look at that face. Very, very special. And yeah, it's hard to pick a favourite, but yeah, I think he probably is my favourite. He is just awesome. We come down here, as I said, there's Warpath. Don't know what line I picked him up from. And Ironhide. Again, very, very cool. Look at that face sculpt. Love Ironhide. I do have Ratchet. Again, haven't opened him up yet. As a kid, my favourite Decepticons were Soundwave and Shockwave. So awesome to have both of those now. Absolutely hated Starscream. Like, going back to the kid in me thinks, why did I even get Starscream? Absolutely hated him as a kid. But as an adult now, or you know, maybe let's just say as a big kid now, I've definitely got an appreciation for Starscream, and I think he does look cool as well. So yes, we have Soundwave here with Laserbeak and Buzzsaw in his deck there, and he does look very cool. And some of the other cassettes here, we got Rumble, Frenzy and Ravage. Very cool. Loving the look of Rumble there. Very sweet. This one here, this is an alternate paint version. So I have got the MP10B Nemesis Prime, and just love the look of Optimus in bot mode and alt mode, and really wanted to display him in alt mode as well. And this is the best way to do it, I think, as the black version. Just love that paint, the black paint, the gloss black and the chrome and silver. Really outstanding looking Transformer. I think this was another one that caused a bit of a outrage in the Transformers community. I know a lot of people are upset at Shockwave at his lack of paint detail, just being all purple plastic. And you know, I guess there is a point there, but I mean, I just think he looks spot on. He's up there as one of my favourites. I just think he looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we could have used a bit more paint on him, but overall I am very impressed with that character, with that release. I've got to say, my favourite Decepticon as a Transformer, as a masterpiece character, I've got to say is Megatron. This guy is absolutely outstanding. There's no other word for it. I couldn't get over how good he was. As soon as I got him out of the box and started to have a play, he's one of the ones I just love to pose in different positions, and yeah, really just enjoy. I think he looks absolutely fantastic. I think he's very hard to beat. I know there's a lot of third-party releases, but for me, this is the Megatron for me. And now we have our Seekers along the back here. So as I said, that is a Hasbro release, of Starscream, and we have Thundercracker, Skywarp and Ramjet. I do have Dirge and Thrust as well. I just haven't opened them up yet. This is another line I think that causes a bit of a heartache in the Transformers community, simply because of the cost of them. And yes, they're very expensive to collect all of them. The third-party companies are starting to do some really good releases as well. As I think I mentioned earlier, Mastermind Creations is coming out with a very nice Starscream. And look, yes, they definitely have their issues, but I do think they look fantastic. I mean, just look at that. I mean, they've just walked straight off the screen, haven't they? They are just absolutely fantastic. I really do love them. I've actually got no interest in upgrading or anything like that. I've invested too much money to even think about that. But yeah, I'm super happy with them. I guess, look, if I did upgrade on any of them, I guess it would be Starscream. For me, I know that there's not a lot of paint on these Seekers, but just that coloured plastic I really think brings them to life. Whereas Starscream in the grey, of course, you know, they didn't really have any other option to use that grey, but he's he's probably the least impressive of the Seekers for me. So definitely keen to have a look at, you know, maybe one day looking at the Mastermind Creations Starscream. He's got a lot of paint apps, does look very cool, but you know, yeah, it's a tough one because he does look cool and he certainly fits in beautifully with the other Seekers. But I think that was all of them. I think I didn't miss any. But yeah, my favourites, I think you could just about, I think you can tell just about all of them. Maybe if I went to my least favourite, should I even try that? I don't know. Maybe Sideswipe. There was just something about him when I got him, and I you know, had a good play with Prowl and Wheeljack. I don't know. He just didn't. For me, he just wasn't quite as good as some of the other Autobots that I'd opened up just before him. So yeah, I guess if I picked one, possibly him. I do have Red Alert. I did get the Plus version. Again, I've just got to get him opened up. But yeah, I guess that's the one. Very hard to even pick one because I think they're all awesome. Well, there you have it. There is my masterpiece collection. So my plan going forward is I probably will do another update maybe early in the new year. I've got a few items on order and pre-order. I do have the Omega Supreme coming from Fans Toys as well, so can't wait to get that. I've got half a dozen, as I've mentioned, still in boxes I haven't opened up. So once I get everything all sorted out, it's really just taken me a little bit of time to get my collection out because I'm doing a lot of moving around, setting up the new Lego room, and this is actually like the third time I've had to move these Transformers and the cabinet. So I just thought this was a good time to do it while I had them all laid out on the table like this, rather than trying to film them inside a cabinet. So I'll look at doing this again once I add a few more bots to the collection. Now I know the die-hard Lego fans of the channel would have already tuned out by now, but this was just something a little bit extra. It's a real passion of mine. I love this collection, and I know there's a lot of Transformers fans out there that can appreciate that. So if you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Let me know in the comments what you think of the collection. What's your favourite out of your collection? And what character are you most looking forward to getting as a masterpiece in the future? I'd love to hear that. We can have a bit of a chat. I do apologise for it being a bit of a long-winded video. I just wanted to explain a little bit more my love of Transformers. My next collection update won't be anywhere near as long as this, but I do appreciate everyone sticking with me if you've made it this far. Big thank you to everybody for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.